Okay. All right, guys. So I have everybody on the phone. Let's see. All right, Sonia. Then I'm all ears.
Okay. I think, well, not think, I believe that my house is not selling because they know that it's on foreclosure and they're trying to see if it's going to go to auction and, people bid that way. And I've been going through this for the past almost year with this. And um, and so I believe that's what's going on. I mean, my house is not in any bad. I mean, there's some things that need to be done, but not a lot. And so that's where I'm at. And I also think that if it doesn't get sold, before their next deadline, which is the November 4th, um, what are we going to do? I mean, well, you guys were planning to pay the arrears or what? And if you plan to pay the arrears, are we doing that at the last minute? Because it was almost like, I would say pulling teeth, but almost pulling teeth to pay the 1,900. So I mean, that's my thing on it, because I don't think anybody's going to come back and bid on it or make any offer because of that. So that's what I'm at.
Okay. Well, first and first, Sonia, I don't think it was a pulling teeth at all. I told my team to send the money right away, which I typically don't do because I'm taking a risk on a house I don't own.
On your end, I'm talking about on their end.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I should make
okay,
that very clear. Yeah.
the okay. So here's the deal, right? Paying the arrears is not really the main issue because that's exactly what I told you from the get-go that we'll do at last before we let your property go to foreclosure, right?
Okay.
So now the problem is when we pay the arrears, obviously, there's a lot of things that we don't know about. Number one, we don't know what the offer is going to be until we get a solid buyer. So I don't know what numbers at that point we're talking because until we get a solid offer signed, then we don't know what the property is going to trade for, is going to sell for, right? So at that point, we just speak in hypotheticals is a little bit way bigger risk. Number two, what you're saying right now in terms of people saying that seeing that the house is in foreclosure, even if we pay right now for that to go away is going to take about 35 to 60 days, but people can still track. Like if you go on the MLS, you look at the property history, I can see everything. I can see when is the last time you refinance, what kind of loan did you refinance with, where the last time you were in foreclosure. So that will not go away. So I don't believe that is just because of that. Now remember, mind you, we barely just listed this property really. With this market right now, if your property haven't been on the market for 60 days at least, you haven't really tried yet. So it takes about 90 days on average right now to sell a home. Now, what I wanted to do is if even if we don't close, what I wanted to do is at least to get offers coming in so I know, okay, you know what, guys, based on the offers coming in, even though we don't have a contract, we think based on that, I think we're gonna land on this number. Like for example, we just got a 775 offer. Okay, great. Let's say somebody comes in and say, hey, I'll offer 800. Somebody comes in and say, I'll offer 750. We can get a range and go, you know what, let's pay it off. Worst case scenario, we land at this number, and this is what that's gonna look like potentially. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see what, because I don't know, right? And so if you feel like
We haven't gotten any other offers.
yeah, but we barely just listed it. That's the problem. We barely just listed it.
Okay.
Yeah, we haven't had enough time. We barely just listed it. We got one offer. That offer threw us off because the offer was super solid. The people are not they're not fake investors. We verified that they have flip properties in the area. Now, this is an investor, so you're right. He might have tried to play that trick to where I'm just gonna let it go to auction and then buy there. But they did sign the legal agreement with 7-day close with a 30-day with a $30,000 earnest money that we negotiated and a 1-day inspection. And then they disappeared. What happened? I don't know. Can we go after them legally? Yes, we can. I don't think we actually can because I think they canceled within their time frame. But either way, it's a waste of energy anyway to even try to do it because you don't even know if I can get
Right.
anything out of them, right? But typically, until you give it at least solid 3 weeks on the market, like you haven't yet entertained enough walkthroughs, enough, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm gonna let Natalie chime on this. But Sonia, the issue is not paying off. I can pay it off today, but then if I pay it off today, number one, we have to secure the money that we pay as a lien. So I'm gonna have to bring in a private lender that is gonna have to fund that. We're gonna have to secure it because they want gonna want to be secured on the property. Then at that point, we really don't have an agreement in terms of price until we get an offer to see where we're gonna land. So at that point, I don't know how much you're gonna walk away with after everything is paid off. If you're comfortable with that, we can also explore that route. So, that's where I'm at with it.
I still would like to have, what we discussed, or at least 100 to 100. I mean, 100 to, I think I said like 120 to 130,000 walking away with, because I know that's not going to. I mean, that's what I still really want. So, I mean, I don't know if that could happen now. If do we have 30, 60 days or whatever? And
But
I
but
mean,
but that's my
like I
that's
said,
my point, Sonia. If it doesn't sell for close to 800, there is no way you can walk away with that. I mean, you owe 650 on the home.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most important things that we have to be extremely realistic about. I know that there's like an auction date, and that's super duper scary, but we have this under control. We have all hands on deck that are working on helping you right now, Sonia. But one of the things that is imperative to be realistic about is that price, because every day that you're not paying your mortgage, not only are you accruing fees with the lender, but you're now accruing fees with the attorney, with the trustee of the foreclosure. So we have to be realistic. Once we sell the property, that's when escrow is going to come in and tell you how much you're going to make out of it, because the lender is going to tell escrow how much of the money from the buyer is going to go to the lender. But when it comes to postponing the auction, whether it's negotiating with the bank, whether it's filing for a postponement, whether it's Mamadou being generous and going out of his way to paying off your arrears, we're gonna work together to make sure that we take care of this for you.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah, the only thing, Sonia, I cannot guarantee is that number that you want to walk away with. I mean, even you on your own, if you take it on right now, try to sell it, like you don't have a guarantee until you sell it, right? You don't know what number, because at the end of the day, what's going to dictate the amount you walk away with is the what offer puts actually money in your bank account. Because remember, offers, there's a lot of people going to come in with offers and then back out. Offers doesn't mean anything. Once they perform, then you have a check, right? So once earnest money is in escrow, now we know, okay, this is super solid. There's earnest money in escrow, is not refundable. They've seen the property. Okay, now we're talking. Now we're gonna have to go to the lender and then get a payoff. So that payoff definitely right now is not gonna come back at what you have here right now, because these attorneys every day they're racking the fees. That lender that you have in second position, he's a hard money lender. Those are sharks. They lend to own. They don't lend to help, right? So their fees is ridiculous. I deal with some of them. They don't even want to disclose everything they're charging you, like in terms of breaking it down. Hey, why are you? The other day I was dealing with a seller. They gave us a payoff 1 week, and then something happened. We postponed it for another week. They came back 40 grand over. Up to now, we're trying to sue them. We don't know how. How did you raise this in 1 week, 40 grand? Right?
yeah.
So when you're dealing with hard money lenders, that's another issue, because with the big banks, at least they're super regulated. They're afraid of, certain things since the '08 crash. But a hard money lender is a private lender essentially. They're sharks. Okay. So I want to get rid of this as
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, I want to get rid of this as soon as possible. So for me, the major focus is helping you avoid losing your home at the auction. That's not gonna happen on my watch. But as far as I unfortunately I don't have like a crystal ball to say, hey, this is where we're gonna land and guarantee that. I can't really do that. So that's really it. So I literally my whole team have the auction date in their next to their office in front of them. Like we keep track of these things. So worst case scenario is we're gonna pay it off. The only problem is at that point now, the 650 have to be paid, and then the money that is spent to pay off the arrears have to be paid back before any proceeds get split. And I genuinely, honestly, I don't see how somebody at 817 as is a tough sell in California right now.
Sorry, you said what? It's up to?
817 at the 817 that we initially wanted,
Mm-hmm.
like the in as is, like I've called every single person that I know personally that is legit in that area. An investor would not touch it at 817, but even a homestead buyer right now, because of how expensive debt is, right? So as is going to be a tough sell. Now, this is why we lower it. Hopefully somebody comes in at this price. But again, you have to keep in mind, if we go right now, like the next, I don't know, 1 week and a half, and nobody comes in, then we have to talk about decreasing it too, not increasing it, or another strategy. But that's the only point I want to talk to you about, Sonia, and then see, hey, you know what, guys, this is the bottom line that we want to go down on in terms of reducing the price incrementally just to sell. But I don't see any other magical, you know. Oh, Sonia got hung up on. Hold on. Sorry, Tanya. She said she got hung up on.
See, I mean, I really don't want to go down any further. No, you got it down to 799, right? So it's under 800,000.
Mm.
And also the interest rate's going down too, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, they lower the rates on HELOCs and this kind of things, not like regular mortgages though yet.
So what is the interest rate now? Because I know it was eight something last year, so it's like six something now.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Because the other day I tried to do a FHA, I think it was around like six point something.
I know it's a couple of months ago it was 6.6, and now I think it's down further
Yeah,
than that.
if you Google it right now, you'll be able to see it. I'm not in front of a computer, but
The mortgage for FHA is 6.8 right now.
six
I
point.
thought we were talking the loan that she has to pay off. No, yeah, it's 6.8 for a 30-year fix.
And what's conventional?
Conventional, we are at 6.9.
That's crazy.
So it's gone up instead of down. I thought it was
No, they're going down. Well,
Yeah,
right
they
now
go.
they've
It
gone
was
down
at 7. It was at 7.8. So it went down a little bit. But the
Yeah.
problem is, if you do the math, Sonia, that at like 6 point some change, at this price for the monthly payment, it's like, you know what I mean, like with the what you might call it, with the economy the way it is, how people are struggling, it's tough. So it's not right now. Is has nothing. Trust me, it has nothing to do with the houses. I have great properties on the market. I just sold one in Virginia at $15,000 loss, because otherwise, it's not set. People cannot afford the monthlies. That's really the big deal.
Right.
I hear people are struggling like just to find food. You know.
I mean, I understand that, Mama, because I'm struggling myself. So
There you go. So, yeah, yeah.
So I understand where they're coming from. I'm just my thing is just like every time I turn around is like this, you know, if you do something and it's going, this auction thing every 2 weeks or something, and it's just like that's just really bothering me, because it's just I don't know. Honestly, I just thought somebody would just it would have been some offers and would have been sold by now, honestly, even as is. And I don't have that, and I really don't have that much work to do on the house. So I mean,
Yeah, but the,
I'm at a loss. Honestly, I'm at a loss for words, to be honest with you.
but that's my point. That's my point, Sonia. Is on the market.
an offer, and that's what took time away from us to be able to get more offers because this buyer and this agent that came in wasted our time. So, like, right. You're not in this alone, Sonia. Like, we're all in this together. We all want to take care of this. We're all making sure you're taken care of. You have everybody's attention. So these buyers came in and they wasted our time. So we turned it around. We put it back on the market Friday night. Remember we spoke? Mm-hmm. And I was actually just talking to Mamadou because we're in close communication every single day to help you with your property. And I have another potential buyer. I know you said that you wanted me to screen them and see if they can submit an offer before we did a showtime. Right now they're confirming a showtime. It's looking like 7 p.m. today, and they're checking to see if they can submit an offer contingent upon walking the property. He said you would get back to me on that. But we already have potential people that want to see the property. The only reason why we couldn't have anybody see it in the meantime was because we had taken it off. These, these quote unquote buyers that wasted Mamadou's time, my time, everybody's time. If these buyers came back and said first confirmed again for 7 p.m., would you be open to them walking the property today at 7?
What time is it now?
Right now.
Yeah, so it's almost 1 o'clock my time. That should be fine. I know I had a couple appointments later, but if they can confirm it, that's fine. If not, if today doesn't work, are they available tomorrow?
I'll ask them. Yeah, as soon as we get off the phone, I'll give them a call.
I just, I'm sorry to be just like I'm not, well, I would be lying if I say I'm not nervous. I am. Just because it's been really nerve-wracking for me because I've been going through this with a previous realtor, didn't know what they were doing and all that since September of last year. So,
and it's completely
and so it's 13, 14 months. And so, and it's like there's been, it's just been one thing after another with this. And so, I'm not saying I don't trust anybody, but I have a hard time with realtors and stuff. And so if I come across as, anxious, I'm trying not to be because Tanya had, spoken very highly of you, Mamadou, and all of you. So I appreciate you all doing this. I'm just, it's very, I guess it's just because I don't know what's going to happen, day by day, and every 2 weeks thing is another stressful thing with this, with the the lender. If something happened out there, every 2 weeks is something, and so my mind is just kind of like, well, maybe they're not interested because this is on there and blah 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 blah. But and then I'm getting people calling me about the same thing, asking me all kinds of stuff, and that's also nerve wracking. So
it's overwhelming.
The realtors or investors calling me and stuff. I had to hang up on one because it was just like you're stressing me to heck out.
Yeah, I mean, uh,
I'm trying to be
unfortunately, when you're in foreclosure is really is sad, but the law requires the lender to put it public. So anybody who's an investor or realtor, like they can see you, like they literally sometimes publish it even in the newspapers, right? So you're gonna get bunch of calls, bunch of text messages, right? Now, as far as like your bad experience with the last realtor, what was the bad experience about?
Well, I didn't share. I shared it with Tanya, but while you guys are on the phone, I would share both of you. They really didn't know what they were doing because I was actually in the bankruptcy part, and I could made an offer. The person made an offer. I didn't realize I couldn't accept the offer because the bankruptcy people, right, accepted an offer. And at that time, it was 740,000, which was not as, the rears weren't even nowhere near what it is now. And we had to go through that whole process. That whole process took like 4 months before the bankruptcy people let it go. And the people who were wanting to purchase threatened to sue me and the other realtor because they're right. And I'm like, we couldn't do this. And but the other realtor had no idea how to handle this. And the pictures, like I said, that were previously on there, I took those pictures. They didn't have any for sign, they didn't have nothing, they didn't really do anything. And then also, I asked them to take it off the market because I wanted to start over fresh. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't take it off the market. Oh. I asked them to, I have, if I sit back and sell this and have a drink, whatever, I could write a book. I sit back in Hawaii somewhere with my Mai Tai, I could write a damn book. But no, laying on jokes aside, but they sat and tried to hold my house for hostage for 3 months. Wow. Mind you, they went, I'm telling you, they temporarily took it off the market. They didn't, and they didn't even want to do, because they felt they were owed their commission. I said, how can you be owed a commission when you didn't do anything? You didn't put it, you didn't advertise it right. I had to tell you the wording you put it because I asked another realtor friend that lived out of state to look at it. They didn't even, have the wording properly. So I did all of that, who was on there before, and they didn't do anything. And then when I took it off, asked them to take it off the market several times, they responded by temporarily taking it off the market. So I filed with DRE, Department of Real Estate. They couldn't tell to take it off the market, but they had to complain. So I finally had to get an ombudsman to do it for them to take it off the market. But that's the only way they took it. Yeah, that's the only way. But this was going on May of this year up until July, June. No, February to June. Because they purposely didn't want to take it off the market and bad mouthing me because they didn't do it right there. Well, you lost the commission because you didn't, if you can't do a wording up and try to hype up your property that you're selling, and I had to ask somebody to do that, to look at it, come on. And the pictures that was on there that I took from my cell phone, so come on. So that's what I went with. And then I had, like I said, and they got mad at me because I had to get somebody in there to have them officially take it out. And once I got her involved, it was a week and a half. So they were, mad at me. So I'm in the process of suing them now because of what they did. So
I'm sorry. I wish we could have gotten to you before that.
Yeah, and that's why if I feel leery and all that stuff or not, trusting, because of that. Because I trusted you. I trusted them with I'm going through this, and I need somebody to help me go through this before it gets any worse. And you just made it worse. Not y'all, but I'm talking about the previous realtor.
So, guys, to me, as much as I love helping pre-foreclosure sellers, one thing that I can never understand, these are adults. I understand they're going through a lot, but these are adults that never take responsibility of their own actions. Because like this seller and her husband, all they've done, this property had a lot of equity. If you guys don't know what equity is the difference from what you owe to the lender and what you can sell the property for. So basically the money you could walk away with in your pockets after all the fees, paying the lender off, all of that. They never take responsibility of none of their actions. You took out a bunch of refinance, you took out HELOCs, you took a hard money lender on the second position, use all that money to nothing at all. You didn't renovate the property, you didn't invest the money, you didn't double that money to make more money. Everything is gone. Poof. Now you don't have equity. You barely have equity. You're facing foreclosure. You barely have $1,000 in your bank account, but you're just blaming others. Oh, the realtor. Oh, the weather. Oh, you, Mamadou. Oh, this is the kind of sellers you deal with when you're doing pre-foreclosures, guys. But remember, you're almost like somebody who has an adult daycare. So be patient, meditate a lot, and just, genuinely just help them. It is what it is.
If they can come tomorrow at, I don't know if it's 7:00 or earlier.
Okay.
That's fine because I had a couple of appointments and one is a follow-up, a doctor's appointment that I had. So I know I can't change that, but
okay, you got it. And then also,
I can come tomorrow.
Also, I know you said that there's a lot of people that are calling you and
yes, there are people.
Would it help if you just gave them my number and told them, here, talk to my realtor? Would it help?
Yeah, I'll start doing that.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and do that, and I'll deal with them. Okay.
Okay. I appreciate that. Well, I mean, I feel comfortable with you all. I mean, I just every 2 weeks extending it with the lender is just really something. I don't know why they just,
Yeah, unfortunately, this is hard money lenders for you because typically big banks give way more time. When we postpone with big banks, we get a minimum of 3, 4, 6 months. Now, private lenders, because again, trust me, they don't lend. That's why I typically, if we advise somebody before they do this kind of stuff, tell them stay away because they literally lend to own. They don't lend to help, right? So they're completely. But again, lucky for you because there are some homeowners that at least they're not dealing with like investors that have money or anything. They're dealing with realtors, and they lose the home because the realtor is not gonna typically pay off those arrears for you if it comes down to it, right? But yeah, so listen, we'll communicate constantly every single day. I'm sure Natalie, she will update you. If anything at all, we need to rediscuss price for whatever reason, then we can have that on a 3-way. And I don't know, Sonia, Tanya, do you have anything to add? Or she dropped off again? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, Sonia, let us know if there's anything else. Then we can, reconvene. Natalie, keep me posted about those buyers that potentially want to walk it. Hopefully this end up being some solid.
And I do
Go ahead. Go ahead, Tanya.
oh, and I do have a question about hard money lending because someone just recently told me that and I don't know if you know about this, Natalie, either, because you're out here in California, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't there something about a hard money lender that if they lend you oh my gosh. If you lend with a hard money lender and the interest, something about the interest and oh my gosh, I gotta follow up on it because somebody mentioned it to me about that they weren't supposed to. Oh, if you live in a property where the hard money lender loaned you, give you money for you, if you live in a property, they're not supposed to do that anymore. It's supposed to be lending money for outside, like a rental property. They're not supposed to lend money for a property that you live in.
For a
Which I
primary.
didn't know about that at the time. Right, the primary residence.
Yeah,
You
Sonia,
know,
of
did
the
you hear
of
anything
the
about
books, that is an attorney question.
that? Okay.
Okay, but I you
Okay. Thank you.
you can guess what the answer is, but that is an attorney question, a legal question.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well,
Okay.
of the
I just
books.
because I really, someone had just mentioned that to me, and so that's why I thought I'd ask you if you heard anything about that. But
Of the books. Email an attorney about it.
okay. Okay.
Okay.
All righty. Well,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
say hypothetically, somebody does live in a house and they get that type of loan.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it the job of the lender to find out if that's their homestead or not?
It is.
So, in the long run, if that person does that, the lender was supposed to give them that money anyway. So how is it not on the lender?
No, I said it's an attorney question. I'm not a licensed attorney. This is,
It depends.
I was asking that because we're all sitting here talking. I know you're not.
no, that's why I said of the books, guys. You use your mind. Of the books, read between the lines. Of the books. I'm not a licensed attorney. This is America. You can be sued for anything. Okay. All right. All right, guys.
And Natalie, you know real estate attorneys I can talk to.
I might have some. Yeah, I can connect you with them.
Okay. Okay. Let me know. You can text it to me. No, I thought I would lay that out there because I thought about that after, and I know it was a hard money loan, even though they were saying it was a second,
Yeah.
second loan, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Mm.
But the interest rate is over 10%.
Of
So,
course.
and they knew that I was living in here. So, yeah, because I did ask that.
And and Sonia, make sure you get a copy of your loan docs if you don't have them when you reach out to the attorney.
Okay.
All right, ladies. Anything else?
All right.
Nope. I'll keep you guys updated.
And I
on
want to
the
end by
links.
saying thank you guys for for everything, and
Absolutely.
I do appreciate you doing everything and making sure everything is okay with me. And because your girl sometimes needs to be lifted up in prayer.
Absolutely. Completely understand. All right. ladies.
Oh, Sonia, okay. I will. And Natalie, thank you for sending that to me in advance. Okay. And thank
got
you.
it.
guys.
All right. You have a good day. Boom, boom, boom.